The word that I've been using recently is comportment. It's like one's stature, one's sense of being in the world. So for me to be connected and supporting other people around me, that means I have to follow the rules, or else I'm not connected to them. Like, what's it mean? I support my community. I don't follow any of the rules, but I support my community. Well, the way you support your community is by following the rules of the community. Koreans, because you have a very jaded opinion of your politicians, but everybody does. Nobody trusts the rule makers. But here, you don't trust politicians, but you trust the rule makers, because the rule makers are yourselves, our society. The rules that are followed are the ones that are most deeply embedded into your lives. So nobody made a rule that said, hey, don't cross the street when the sign says don't cross. This is this sense of being in the world, orienting ourselves around the behavior of other people such that the system itself can function once we're all in agreement in how we should act. I think the Korean wave it's going to continue. They're not interested in your politics. They're not interested in a lot of the conversations you have, a lot of the stuff that's happening here in Korea. They don't want that. They want this essence of Koreanness. That's what's attractive to people. It does matter though that Korea has become sort of that your economy has grown in the way that it has. You go from a nation that's borrowing money from the global system to giving money out, a donor nation. Things like this, that matters. You're seen as being very quality. In the early 80s, when I was first thinking about Korea was not quality. Korea was just like, everything you exported was like China. It's just stuff. They had the poor quality, it didn't matter. The Hyundai, the Korean cars were not quality cars, they were cheap and but now it's quality. Wow, everything, K-fashion, right? K-cosmetics, K-pop, it's quality. It's the singing and the dancing and everything. It's like that increasingly is what Korea is seen as having, and that really matters. The thing that Korea has to work on are some of the internal issues that are coming up, especially in terms of inequality. It's going to give rise to some social problems here. You really need to address it now, because if it spills out of control, if the problems get too great and the divides are too great, it's going to make Korea less appealing, because all we're going to focus on, or we're going to start to see the cracks in these problems. They're going to reveal themselves in a much bigger way that we, the outsiders, have to really see that stuff, right? Homelessness, for example, something like that. It's like hunger, right? Things like this that we have. You go to LA and it's just a sea of homeless people. It's terrible. Like, you can't turn your eyes away from it. And so Korea, you really need to make sure that these social problems and social issues, you address them, because otherwise it becomes less appealing. I would say that. You need to address the issue with the fertility rate, but we're talking about multiculturalism, and we're talking about what's coming, what's ahead for Korea. It's going to be more foreign workers, more engagement with the outside in a way, and you're going to need to do it that you really hold the center of what is Korea, and that's really important. And so you can't look backwards, you got to look forward. And most countries in the world, they wait until they're in a crisis state to make the kinds of changes, like bringing in foreign workers. And you don't want to wait then, because when that happens, it's too late. You start to lose the essence of what is, and you give rise to social problems that you can't resolve. So we look at Scandinavian countries, and we look at France and Germany and Western Europe, and it's just, you don't want to do that. But most countries make the mistake of waiting till it's too late, and then this is the problem. One is obviously the one that will be maintained, which is maintaining this level of high education, right? That's not going to go away. For me, I would just lower it a little bit, actually. I have really enjoyed my conversation with it. Thank you.